Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope everyone's having a great holiday season. Today, we're just going to be going over my goals for 2020 as we approach the last week here of 2019. As you guys can see, the markets are closed today because of Christmas, and looks like Robinhood has these little snowflakes coming down on us. Pretty nice little design that they got going there. But really, I'm just really proud of everything we were able to accomplish here in 2019. This has just been an amazing year for the markets. If you look at how the S&P 500 has done in the past year, it's up 36%, which is absolutely insane. Definitely don't get used to this. This is like above and beyond what even the greatest of years would be here. So if this continues, that would be awesome, but you got to be realistic. Don't think we'll be seeing this type of increases like this in the future. It really matters. So let's take a look at what some of my first goals are here. So my very first goal of 2020 is to finally get monetized here on YouTube. So I'm really, really close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, guys. So if you guys just like my videos and enjoy watching them, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Help me get closer to 1,000. And then I hope by next month that when I finally do reach it, that I can finally bombard all of you guys with ads throughout all my videos. Just kidding, maybe partly. But the second goal that I have for 2019, and that would be to get more streams of income. So currently I have my 9-to-5 job, just like everybody else, for the most part, right? Some of us do the more entrepreneurial route, and for me right now, I enjoy my 9-to-5 job, pays pretty decently, so I'm going to continue going down that route until it makes sense to do something else. I also get my dividends, which are still so small right now, but still as a young investor, beginning investor, I just expect that number of dividends each year to be growing. I also get a very fractional amount of interest on my savings account. And then, so those are my 3 streams of income. 2 of them are quite small, and then I have my 9-to-5 job, of course. And then hopefully by next year, I will be making some money on YouTube. It'll be nice to just be doing portfolio updates and talk about the stock market and financial news with you guys and be getting a little bit of income from that. And then I also hope to add a Fundrise account to the videos that I produce, and Fundrise does also pay some pretty nice returns as well. It's an alternate form of real estate investing, basically more crowdfunding, and I know we already have some people here in the community that do that, and I want to be able to get in on those returns. I'm still kind of on the fence, really. I do like investing in real estate investment trusts, but Fundrise are a different way of doing that. So though that would be 5 sources of passive income right there, with the job, dividends, interest on savings account, YouTube, and Fundrise. In the future, I do hope to have like actual physical real estate that I own outright, but that's way down the line, maybe 2021 goals, but not for 2020. And then the third goal that I have is to get the Robinhood portfolio. So right now it's at 18,000. I want to get this to 33,000 by the end of next year. And I definitely think that's an obtainable goal. So that would be adding about $15,000. And to end 2018, I had about 7K in the portfolio, which means that I added about 11,000 throughout 2019. That's including the capital appreciation, which we had a lot of this past year. And the average American is actually only putting in a little under 5K a year. So for me to be putting in 15K, I'm still doing better than the average American. And I definitely think that's obtainable for me. Without any capital appreciation, that would be close to $1,250 a month. And of course, stock prices are going to be fluctuating every day, but hopefully it does go up, and then that will help me in the long run. Also, I'll be reinvesting all my dividends, so the compounding will also assist that target of $1,250 a month. So in continuation of the previous goal, but I want at least 11 stocks with at least $1,000 invested in them, and then at least 4 stocks with at least $2,000 invested in them by 2020. I know some of these are some weird goals and weird numbers, but I currently have 3 stocks at over 1K. That would be Apple, Equinix here, and Microsoft. And I also have 0 at 2K. So that's going to be kind of a little big jump for me as I get 4 stocks to over 2K when I currently have 0. And then I'll have to add 8 more stocks with at least 11, or to get to 11 stocks with $1,000 invested in them. And, you know, people are always asking me why I have so few shares of stocks. Well, the beauty of dollar cost averaging is over time, the amount of shares will slowly start to increase, and then typically the share price tends to do so as well when you're looking at a historical period of time as time passes. So maybe next year I'll be talking about how many stocks I want over 3K and so on. So some stocks that maybe will get to the 1,000 mark in the next year are Visa, MasterCard, Nvidia, and then Disney, which is, you know, slowly taking over the world. And then my next goal for this upcoming year is to be more contrarian. So that means investing in the opposite of what the market sentiment is. So if investors are heavily dropping off a stock, I want to be putting my magnifying glass and seeing if that is a stock that should be a buy. Because others might be scared, but in reality, that might be the best buying opportunity. Remember, a year ago, at the end of 2018, everyone was quickly selling off stocks. And I too remember that I was so scared to be putting in money into the markets. But looking back on it, that was the best time to be buying. And I could have made a lot more money if I had just continued to do my dollar cost averaging. Although, of course, I was paying off student loan debt. So it's not like, you know, that was like a lose-lose situation. Also, you probably, you know, you don't want to be buying into Bitcoin 2 years ago when that was when it reached its all-time highs around 17, 20K. And then, you know, it's the people that got in all the way at the top. Those are the people that lost half their value in a small amount of time. But it's the people that were doing the contrarian reasoning. They got in at Bitcoin when it was so low. Those are the people that made money. And then a stock that's really kind of fits this narrative of one that people are really selling off of real quick is Boeing. So their CEO was actually just fired after 2 737 MAX planes crashed and caused over 300 deaths, which is just super unfortunate and sad. So analysts estimate that there was over $10 billion just in damages, and it's going to take years for Boeing to be able to put this whole mess behind them. And that's not even including all the market cap that they've lost in the last year. And to be honest, I'm actually surprised that this didn't happen sooner after the first plane went down. Muhlenberg and Boeing officials assumed that all that was needed was better training and minor software updates, and that's all that it took for the planes not to be in jeopardy of crashing again, when in reality, the problems had arisen even before the first plane was certified. Boeing pilots had sent messages questioning if safety systems would work properly, but fell onto deaf ears. So understandably, Boeing stock has fallen a bit here in 2019, at least in terms of where its 52-week high is, which was at 446, and it has dropped considerably since then. But remember that Boeing is one of the really only 2 major airplane manufacturers in the world, the other being Airbus. So I'll be holding on to this stock for the long term and maybe even buying another share or two, just because I do think that airplane transportation is something that we're probably always going to be needing unless they find a new revolutionary way to get people across long distances in a short amount of time. And then finally, my last goal of 2020 is just to be more generous. So I think when we always hear about giving back to the community, we always think about maybe in terms of a monetary value, but really you could also give your time. There's various ways you could give back to the community with just you being there and being there for somebody and spending time with somebody. So that's something that I'm going to challenge myself to do, and I really challenge you guys to do that as well. Let me know, what fun volunteering opportunities are out there that don't always necessarily have to be in terms of just giving or donating money. I would also love to hear all of your guys' 2020 goals, whether that be just in life or if that's in terms of your financial education or reaching a different amount of net worth, or whatever goals you have for 2020. Let me know in the comments. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram and help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And we'll see you guys probably before the year is out. I'll put out another video, or maybe just a few days after.